right, so we are at the beginning of the practice now. So you would have seen the warm-up schedule. So each group would have gone out to their designated warm-up area and completed their warm-up jog. And then the next thing you're going to go into is the drills. This is very, very essential to the program. We do it at every practice. You're going to teach the Bobcat leaders are going to run through all the different drills with their group each session. So we'll be showing you some of those techniques today. Okay, so we begin every dynamic warm-up with basic arm circles. So Nicole is going to show us how to do that. So really big arm circles, making sure they're moving, not going too fast, just to get the body going. So after you complete your arm shuffles, you'll kind of do 2 sets. So, you know, one going forward, one going backward, and then you'll move into the side shuffle. So go ahead, Nicole. So again, reaching all the way up, making sure that the hips stay square is really important. Make sure that kids are, again, not going too fast through this process, and coach them along the way if you do find that they are misaligned in any way. Okay, so the next one is the karaoke. So this one is actually a bit of a tougher one to learn. So you're going to take it nice and slow with your group. I wouldn't introduce it in the first session, but it is kind of the third one we do once the kids have a good grasp on it. So Nicole's going to break it down nice and slow for you. So you'll see there, it's kind of, you know, I don't know if you've ever heard of the karaoke kind of dance move, but she's bringing one leg behind and then bringing that knee up, which is kind of the main part of the drill. So yeah, with your group, just take them through it walking first, unless you have an older group that has experience with it, just so they don't learn in any incorrect way. Okay, so now that we've broken down the slow version of the karaoke, once your athletes start to grasp it, they can start picking up the pace, and this is actually what it looks like in full motion. So again, really bringing that knee up is really important and keeping those hips square. Okay, so next Nicole is going to show us the A step. Again, this is a pretty basic one that the kids will catch on to fairly quick. It's all about bringing that knee up for, you know, better stride and better efficiency. So go ahead, Nicole. Perfect. So you see how her foot is coming right underneath her butt there. That's what you want. And she's also pumping her arms at the same time and keeping those eyes up, which is also very important. Okay, so then from progression from the A step as we go right into a B step, which is basically breaks down your stride. So it's really focused on efficiency. Again, bringing that hip up, or that knee up, sorry, and then making sure that your foot is tucked underneath your butt, and you're doing proper foot planting for maximum efficiency. So go ahead, Nicole. So again, with your athletes, you're going to be watching them, making sure that they're not going too fast. Some of them will find it difficult to go full speed at first, so just have them walk if they need to. It's really important that they just kind of understand the dynamic of it, as opposed to just running through the motions with these drills. Okay, so up next we have the high knees, which is a very quick, high explosive dynamic drill. So really important to get a Bobcat leader to basically just monitor the speed that the group is going. A lot of kids will try and just go down the track as fast as they can, which is not the purpose of the drill. It's meant to be very, very quick, but you're not moving forward very, very fast, if that makes sense. You'll see when Nicole goes. So she's bringing her knees up really, really quick, but she's not actually moving forward at a really rapid pace. This is very, very important. So I always have a Bobcat leader basically right in front, monitoring how fast the group is going, and making sure the kids are moving, you know, as quick as they can. It's meant to be a little bit of a tougher drill. Okay, so going along with the high knees, after you finish kind of going one way, you're gonna have them do butt kicks on the way back. So same thing, you're gonna want a leader kind of monitoring the speed of this, and then really just making sure that kids are bringing their feet up underneath their bum and not kind of flailing is kind of the term I use. So really important to watch your athletes as they go through this one. So you see there, Nicole is bringing it right underneath her butt there, still pumping the arms, and again, not moving forward too quickly. That's kind of what you're looking for. The kids, you know, kind of have a lot of fun in this one and just kind of race down the track. So just make sure you're monitoring and coaching them along the way. Okay, up next we have what I call goose steps. I'm pretty sure that that's the common term for them. This one is you're gonna kind of keep your legs nice and straight and kind of start off in a small motion and progress into a larger stride. So Nicole's gonna show us what a goose step looks like. Just nice and small here, nice and straight legs, and a nice flex, and then she's gonna go into a bigger motion now and just kind of glide down the track. All right, next up we have these sweeps. Athletes do tend to enjoy this one a lot. It's a little bit of a slower pace. It's just a good stretching, dynamic workout drill. So again, nice and slow. It's a good hamstring stretch for the athletes before moving into the next drill. So yeah, just nice sweeping motion, not much to it. So again, make sure the athletes are doing it nice and slow, and yeah, shouldn't have any issues. Okay, the next drill is what I'm calling a, kind of a leg swing. So Nicole's going to show us how to do it. So again, this is kind of a good flexibility one. You're going to see kind of where athletes' flexibilities are with their, with those hips and legs. And again, just it's a good way to stretch out the body. Okay, then the last part of the dynamic warm-up includes strides. So again, these are not full-out sprints. It's a progression that the athletes kind of start off slow. They're really focusing on their form here to get them ready for the core of their workout. So Nicole's going to start off, with a nice easy pace stride, and they just go down the track. Okay, so then after the first one, you're basically going to progress and do those another, 4 or 5 times, kind of quickening the pace each time. And then the last one is going to be quite about 70%, 70 to 80% intensity. So Nicole's going to show us kind of what that looks like. So definitely, your last one is going to be the quickest to make sure that their heart rate's up and they're ready for the rest of the workout. Okay, so after you complete your warm-up, then you're going to dive into your workout. So kind of the core part of the practice. So depending on your location is going to decide what you should do with your group. So when you get the 400-meter track, that's when you can do kind of longer distance intervals. So 200-meter repeats. You can do some pyramids, 4-3-2, 3-2-1 type things. And then when you're on the middle of the stadium, that's kind of more, you can do some more core strength, some quick sprints, more games. It's a bit of a smaller space, so you don't get as much of the interval workout opportunities. And then of course the jumping and the high jump we already went over. If you're on the 200-meter track, again, that's a great one to just run 200-meter repeats, 100-meter sprints. Relays are also really good on the 200-meter track as well. So depending on your location is really going to tailor what you should do for your workout. And also be mindful of your group. So running 400-meter repeats with the grade 3s does not make sense as much as it does for the grade 8s. So just be mindful of where your group is at. And don't push them too hard, especially with the younger groups. You want them to keep building their skills, so you're not going to overwork them in a workout. Again, with the higher age groups, you can do a little bit more and push them. But again, just be aware of your group and kind of where they're at with their ability level and tailor the workouts accordingly. Okay, so after you've done the core of your workout, you're going to run them through a cool down. So again, a quick cool down jog, perhaps some stretching. You can do, a little game with your group if you want. Every so often, we do group games, which are a lot of fun. We kind of assemble everyone out into the field here, and that's when you can do games like Fishy Fishy Cross My Ocean. What other ones have we done? Any sort of big group tag games. Just get creative. You can Google a bunch of camp games if you want, and those are a lot of fun to do with everyone. The Bobcat leaders get involved. You get to play. It's a lot of fun. I don't suggest doing it every week, but every so often, pop that in there for a surprise for the kids. And then of course, at the very end, you're going to bring everyone in. Do a big group cheer, remind them of any theme days coming up, anything that they need to know or tell their parents before they leave. And you'll do create 1, 2, 3 Bobcats, then they will disperse and start going home. And then again, just be mindful of where kids are going, making sure that they find their parent, their guardian, and go home safely. Okay, so as Bobcat coordinator, kind of the toughest things you'll decision-wise you'll need to be aware of is weather. So we do go rain or shine. So all the parents need to know that. If it's pouring rain, we're still out here, and you might get less of a turnout, and that's okay. You can just do kind of group relays, kind of use the athletes you have and design a unique practice. But the big thing is making the call whether to cancel or not. So you really have to use your own judgment here. If the hours leading up to the Bobcat practice is a huge storm, it seems dangerous, then I would cancel, but only if you can get that information out to the parents with a good amount of time, because otherwise they're gonna come. There's gonna be some parents that come and are gonna be very upset. Just make sure that you're communicating properly. So if it's too close to practice and a storm might be rolling in, that's okay. Don't send any information out. The athletes that are going to come are going to show, and you can always stay inside the stadium if you need to, or underneath the platform there, and then just kind of make your judgment on what to do with the practice. So again, it's up to you, but you just have to be kind of firm in your decision. Another thing to be mindful of as Bobcat coordinator is that parents are going to want to chat with you, so make yourself available, especially for registration time. When you're doing registration, parents are going to probably be here nice and early, want to register before practice, or want to walk through that process. So be here for parents, make yourself available, kind of walk around. Some of them hang out in the stands there. Don't be shy to chat with any of them. And of course, email is the biggest thing. So you do need to stay on top of your email and reply to any inquiries that come in, communicate any theme days, any sort of messaging that you need to with parents. Any injuries that you need to report to parents, like head injuries were a big one. If anyone just bumped their head, do let the parent know. That's important for them to know, even if you don't think it's that serious. Or any sorts of cuts and scrapes, same thing. Just let the parent know toward the end of the session. So yeah, that's basically another big part of being the Bobcat coordinator, is maintaining those relationships with the parents and guardians. But don't worry, you got this. All right, boom, so there we have it. That's basically all of the main components of running a Bobcat session. So just to recap, so the session runs about 5:15. You should arrive on site, take a look around, make sure, drop off your stuff at the stadium. You have everything you need. Take a look around for any sort of hazards, dangers, etc. You're gonna meet your Bobcat leaders. They're gonna sign in. They're gonna know exactly where they're warming up with their group, where their location for their workout is, and they arrived on time. And then from there, you're gonna take them through the warm-up, the dynamic drills that we just showed you, and then cool down. You could do a group game if you want. You'll be dealing with any behavior issues throughout the session, and roaming around the area. And then bring everyone in, go over any information that the athletes need to know for the next session or the upcoming weeks. And there you have it. So I wish you all the best of luck. You're going to have lots of fun and learn tons along the way. So yeah, have fun with it, and I hope this video was helpful.